back to reading Homestuck, Hiveswap Friendsim. I got Mason, June, and Arthur here with me today.
Hello.
Hello.
And before we begin, I have something to show off. I did kind of spoil it a little bit for these three, but they still ain't seen it. Basically, it's been a little while, but we do have another image from Rhea Hivestuck this time.
Woo!
Ah, yes, of course. Yes, gotta give it a little bit of build up because it is Arthur Pendra in the Friendsim style.
I'm giving it a drum
Here
roll.
he is.
Oh. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for the great work, Rhea. Looks
Oh
excellent.
my god, it's Jesus.
Yeah,
It's him.
kind
It's
of, yeah.
Jesus Christ. That's him. That's Jigus himself. That's who that is. Arthur
Holy shit.
Arthur Pendra, aka Jigus Christ.
Alright.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's great.
Indeed.
Once again, thank you, Rhea.
Once again.
Yes, thank you very much, Rhea
Hivestuck. And so, let us get into Volume 8 of Stresses, Song and Otherwise.
I'm not looking. Oh
Who
wait,
wants to do-
didn't. I
who
said
wants
I
to
would
do
last night, so I'll
The
do it.
narration. Fair enough.
Another night, another ramble. A classic song comes back to you as you continue on your way. Some of that good old earth wisdom about a specific kind of footwear being made for walking.
God damn it.
You wish you had that kind of footwear right now, in this current chapter of your life.
Oh yeah, we are still in a fucking bathrobe.
Or any footwear for that matter. You've definitely learned your lesson about getting overexcited at the prospect of new friends. And running out in nothing but a bathrobe. Oh, who are you kidding? Maybe not in that particular bathrobe way, but chances are high that chances are high that wasn't the last time you'll fly off in the buoyant afterglow of an intense friend cast.
Not a fan of that.
Stop
Not a fan of that.
Hello.
Here we have our two characters for this time. We have Tisius Entic and Chixie Roimer.
Which, if I remember correctly, was, the
previously
musician.
referenced in a certain somebody's route.
Right,
But-
delay that reference. We ain't learning shit today.
I want to go with Office Notes because if I'm doing
Because I assume you want to do
Yeah.
Chixie's voice, and
yes,
you're on narration
yes,
today, so
yes.
you can't.
I'll do Office Man if you want.
All right.
I want to see what Tisius from accounting has to say.
All right, Tisius from accounting it is.
Just up ahead, you see a troll leave her hive, muttering to herself. She's holding an unstable mountain of papers and books with one arm, using her free arm to hold a mug instead. She isn't paying any attention to you, which is fine. Wait,
It's a woman, I guess.
Yeah.
damn.
Women could work in the office too.
Women can be deeply overworked and need caffeine to stay upright too.
I thought that was
I did too.
That's your
Well,
mistake,
there you go.
I guess. That's your two's mistakes, I guess.
That was our mistake.
Yeah, no, I mean, I felt the same. Roll on.
Don't get it twisted. You'd love to make another friend. You just understand now that it's a weird, flighty thing. Some trolls you mesh with, some you don't.
It's odd that this theme is like It seems louder than the other ones have been.
Yeah, it does. And it's also coming a lot earlier as well.
Yeah, a lot earlier and a significantly higher volume. Let me just fucking...
Oh. There we go.
That'll do. Right.
You smile at her
definitely
just
know
in
it was more
case, but when
noticeable
she
because
walks
I
right by you
noticed.
without stopping, you shrug.
Yeah.
This planet is
Of all the
full
people to
friendly
notice the
weirdos
music.
you'll live.
Hmm.
Oh. Sorry, I read through that entire...
That's okay.
Hey, it's okay. Arthur was just saying something. I don't know. Anyway.
You only take a few more steps before the sound of her absolutely eating shit on the sidewalk makes you turn.
Ooh. Rough.
It happens fast enough, so you only see the aftermath of appended books and papers raining down in an impressively wide circle around her.
It's actually her abstract art project.
Okay, so
Kind of wishing.
I'll get to the sign when she actually stands back up, so we can actually see the thing properly. But what kind of? I think a tired voice of some description is needed. Clearly, like it's
Good luck, you three.
yeah. Yeah, I think I'll take this one. Globes. I'll just be tired.
I'm so tired.
That's Johnny. That's near on Johnny Silverhand, and I don't think.
I don't know what you're talking about, Alex.
I don't think we're.
When you stick some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger.
I don't think she's quite gonna tell me to stick some iron in my mouth and pull the trigger.
She's probably getting there, but not quite yet.
No.
You want to know what makes someone a legend in Night City? Getting caught.
I think also she probably might say it to somebody, but probably not us, and probably not in that impassioned a voice. More just like, oh, just stick some iron in your mouth and pull the trigger. Just go away. Just go away.
And make sure there's another bullet in there so that I can use it.
You to fuck off. Globes. Damn, that's rock. Come on, a little. Need to stand up a little further for me to be able to show off the sign properly. It's only half on screen.
She sits up, but that's as far as she bothers to get. After taking a sip from her mug, which somehow must have stayed level in her grip during her fall, she sighs and gets to work gathering it all back up with her free hand.
Yeah, this checks out. There's a thing that would happen to me. It's not like I have anything else to be doing.
You've seen a teen movie or two in your day. You know this trope. The cool kid helps the unpopular nerd after they fall like a chump and embarrass themselves, then slowly the pair establishes trust. By the time the credits roll, they've gone and fallen in love.
Okay, first of all, you don't know that she's unpopular. Second of all, cool kid?
You are thinking very highly of yourself right now, MSPA. You are out of your station.
I see that the MSPA reader has had an ego boost.
Gentle reminder, MSPA reader, that you had a panic attack in the last episode.
Hey, you can have a panic attack.
You can have a panic attack.
I'm not saying that the two are mutually exclusive, but like...
I was talking about the fact that for the last, like 12 episodes, not 12, fucking 14 episodes, the MSB Arena has been continuously embarrassing themselves superfluously, completely unnecessarily. The panic attack is not the panic attack is not the part that I'm making fun of them for. The thing I'm making fun of them for is borderline everything except the panic attack. Because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Several people were murdered in front of them. But everything else is just pure fucking idiot behavior.
All I'm saying is I wouldn't be on my high horse if I just had a panic attack.
Oh, thank God. Thank God, looking at the text here, the MSBA reader has not gained an ego. Thank fuck.
Not that you necessarily want to fall in love, or that you're under the delusion that you're in any way cooler than her, but still, it's tried and true, and also like a pretty standard decent person thing to do.
Are her horns
So,
supposed
like-
to look like a sheet of paper?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
So, like the decent person.
Could be. But they look thinner than like
They look
you know what I mean
almost
by
2D.
thinner. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Like they're front to back thinner, not like side
Yeah,
to
yeah,
side.
not side to side thinner.
So like the decent person you hope to be, you skedaddle on over. You stop short just in front of her wide-flung ring of items. You want to make sure she's not going to yell at you or murder you or anything before you interfere.
What? JK, I busted ass. I know it's a scene. Well, what are you waiting for? Be a good bystander and stop standing by. Okay, read this line and then I'll do the sign.
She gestures kind of all around her. That's confirmation enough. You bend over you bend to pick up a I don't know what I was about to say.
Are you good?
Just
Do you need help?
June. June, it's alright. Just keep going.
I have gotten sleep in the last 24 hours, I promise. You bend to pick up a heavy-looking book, and there it is, emblazoned right on the cover. A gavel, a humonga fucker of a judgment implement too, with spines all around the handle. Dread creeps up your spine. You slowly slide your gaze from the book's cover to its owner.
You do what to the gaze?
She doesn't have any ostentatiously blood-colored themed clothes on, though. Wow, she is sporting socks and sandals. Maybe you are cooler than her after all. But the very prominent eye bags are tinged teal. Wait, so eye bags are blood-colored?
And you know
I assume if you fail to sleep for long enough, I'd assume yeah.
Oh,
my eye bags are kind of blue, so maybe I am a blue blood.
I mean, yeah.
a lawyer. It's not that you don't appreciate your one lawyer friend for who he is, it's just you aren't sure you have it in you to sneak your way into the heart of another. You got kind of lucky last time. The scales of judgment in your heart started weighing your chances.
Time to tip the scales.
Well, we're gonna first.
It's time to tip the scales.
First, we're gonna save, and second, Tisius' sign is Lysa. Prospect and blood aligned.
Ooh.
Sign of the trauma.
Is that our first?
I think so.
That's our blood. That's our first blood.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Still no rage.
still waiting on it. Still waiting on it.
You know, we've met more characters than there are aspects and classes, and there's still no rage.
Fine on my rage.
I'm definitely.
I pointed
not
this
butthurt.
out to Alex last night. We've only met one rust blood.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely not butthurt. Don't question me on it. So, what are we gonna do?
I feel like.
Oh yeah, Sign of the Charmer as well is the title
Yeah.
of the sign as well.
Okay.
So we shall
I'm
see.
sure we are.
I love the,
I'm sure
I love
we're
the
to be
half
charmed.
tucked in shirt as well.
Yeah.
Am I audible? You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
hear me?
Yes, just yeah.
Okay.
Why were you?
I mean, I might
Just
just
checking.
turn you
I've
up a little
just said
bit.
that earlier.
I get the feeling standing around is probably the bad ending, but I've been wrong recently.
Well,
Let's just stand there.
Let's just stand there, not
Not
in
menacing
any
at
way,
all.
not remotely menacingly, probably shaking slightly.
You kind of can't look away from that gavel. Those spines could really stab a person's skull right open. Huh.
Wow, thanks for all that standing around and staring, assistants. It's really helping a lot. Definitely can't just do that on my own.
You're still stuck on the image. She stands up, grumbling, and snatches the book out of your grasp. She turns, waving a dismissive hand at you.
Never mind. Now you're just in my way.
She doesn't tell you to leave, but she stops acknowledging you, which you figure is pretty much the same thing. You're iffy about this one from the start, but damn, it turns out rejection still stings.
Well, we got the right path for bad ending. The fucking
Nice.
that's a pretty sick looking fucking hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll do some damage.
I love Tidsius's face back and just, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah,
She's just,
it is a very dude what the fuck face.
Dude, what the fuck?
MSP Area is just like a complete.
Yeah, MSP Arena didn't even seem all that like perturbed by it. It was more just like,
Just sort of.
He froze.
All right. Well, let's do a quick rewind.
Let's be helpful.
Let us actually do
Let's
the
be
thing we're here for.
Let us be a good part of our community. You start making neat piles of all her stuff. After watching you for a second, like she's making sure you're not screwing it up, she dramatically heaves herself to her feet and joins in the effort.
I don't have time for this shit. Make sure to keep the B-34s together in my red folder.
You look down at your current pile. B, that's the one with the little hook on top, right? Or is that G? Sweet pricks at your sweat pricks at your temples.
That's right.
Sweet. You've picked up a little bit of written Altanian here or there, but you're still not anywhere near competent at it. Sifting through the papers, you search for anything familiar. You make out a few words, but there are a lot of those little guys on these papers. You've got performance anxiety.
Me when I'm writing, it's just a little guy.
There's just a bunch of little guys on the page. Oh,
Not
right. You probably still can't read.
You look at her startled. How can she tell?
Well,
How do you know?
I mean, you don't look much like a troll. It isn't exactly a gargantuan mental leap to assume you're not from around here. But I've heard about you.
You straighten up, and he presses good press when it comes to friends discussing you. Right?
Fucking on Alternia, is it? Is it MSPA reader? You sure?
Right?
To whom have you been conversing? Well.
Teal's talk,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Oh. She puts her mug down on the ground and picks up a fallen book, talking as she flips to whatever page she's looking for.
That little asshole is gonna have even more unfortunate crap to say to me when he finds out I set us all back by dropping half our group project in a ditch.
She paces in flustered circles until she finds a bookmark among the debris. Flicking a wet leaf off of it, she shoves it in the open spine of a book and slams it closed.
Whatever. I can't think about that yet. Gonna get all this back in order first.
Right, yeah, the ordering of stuff. You keep at it, doing the best you can to keep similar looking things together. You can feel her eyes on your back, and you turn to face Judgment.
Sans?
You've basically got it right, actually. He did say you were quick at the draw. I'm Tizius, by the way.
Feels like it's been a while since someone's actually introduced themselves.
Yeah, it's been
to
a
us.
while since someone's actually told us their name,
And we haven't just read their minds and figured out their names somehow.
Your name
Connell
is
smiles at you.
Connell!
Also,
She doesn't so much smile at you as grimace. It looks mostly pleased, as exhausted expressions go, and that's a good friendship building material as any other. You certainly started with worse than being complimented. The breeze plays at the ends of her frizzy hair, ruffling a few pages while it's at it. Now that you aren't frantically trying to prove your helpfulness and have a moment to think, you don't know if the sidewalk is the best place to be starting from scratch with a whole filing system. You open your mouth to tell her as much when a huge papa gust follows in Breeze Jr.'s wake, blowing the neat stacks back into chaos.
Mother grubbin.
She sinks back down in the snow globe of paper, takes a long sip from her mug sitting next to her, then tilts her head back and unleashes a single deep gut holler. You scuttle around, catching documents out of the air until the gust is gone. It's not that Tizius doesn't seem capable, it's just that she seems a bit burnt out. You know what it's like to feel like you're at the end of your rope. Real
indeed.
So now that you are half a swinging grab at a handle on things here, you feel like it's your turn to do the heavy friendship lifting.
Well, what are we gonna do here? Suggest a small breather might help, or offer to help her organize it all somewhere with less of a breeze
Let's
risk?
take a breather, you know.
Let's take a breather.
Take a breather. You know a breaking point when you see one. You weren't expecting it so early in a potential friendship encounter, but still, it's clear that this troll might need some time to chill. This is a mess, yeah? She swings the pendulum of her chin over to glare deadened knives at your gut. Okay, yes, it's a mess, but it seems like maybe, just maybe, it would be best to sort of put a pin in it, to suck air in and out of our insufflation sacs or whatever, and just get it together for a minute. No group projects were ever aced when the clear leader was not at her peak mental performance. She wrinkles her nose and closes her eyes.
You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Not all of it, of course, but this night specifically, and everything and everyone I know or have thought extensively about before in my life. So that just leaves you. What do you have in mind, friend? Because I'm all out of ideas.
That word still does a number on you, no matter how many times you hear it used flippantly. You have an idea already, so you hurriedly gather her shit into extremely unorganized piles, which she drops off in her hive to deal with later. You half expect her to just not come back out, but she does. She kept only one heavily annotated tome and her mug, which she nods at when she speaks.
I know, but these are for just in case. Anyway, do your worst.
With a salute and a few gentle tugs at Tizius' sleeve to keep her moving, you get going. I'd like to imagine the MSPA reader is just incredibly short.
Oh yeah, like 4 foot nothing type thing.
Oh yeah.
Fucking teeny.
You and your Alternian pals have taken turns leading each other to some pretty wild places in your time here. The place you take Tisius to, though, is somewhere you haven't shared with anyone.
Oh?
It's where you come back to on days you can't find a friend, or don't want to impose on any of the ones you've made. It's on the outskirts of town, where the buildings are spread thinner until the landscape cuts upwards, and a jagged cliff face, bolted into the side of the rock, is a tower, or what's left of one. It's basically a heap of scaffolding and rusted out ladders holding up a half-covered platform, but it's a good place to staunch bleeding and stargaze.
Do I give off an outdoorsy vibe to you? Does my half-untucked button-up and paltry muscle mass scream would love to scurry up a dilapidated relic?
You'd worry about her hating your plan, but you kind of feel like she'd comply no matter where you took her, so at this point the die is cast, so heave-ho, you say. It's stronger than it looks. You offer to hold her stuff for her during the ascent. She gives you the book, but clutches the mug against her chest. You know better than to pry, but you're dying a little, wondering why she's so weird about it, unless she's got a liquor made from viscera in there. Or maybe her Lucis gave her the mug so it's special. Could be both. You shrug and start climbing. Like you thought she would, she follows you. And like before, she complains about it. The whole time. And like the structure itself, you both weather it fine. At the top, she looks around.
Is this your hive?
It's more like a hideout. You still feel a little shy about it. It's not as fancy as your friends' hives, and you don't have any weird animal parent to make you snacks or anything. There are only little...
What's that, Arthur?
Fucking off-camera grinding.
When did we get a house?
Off-camera grinding, I suppose.
Because I mean, I was thinking like this
so I
was
did a little
leading.
mining off camera.
Because what I was thinking was this was going to end up with us leading her back to our spaceship, but fucking Vicari went to the spaceship to salvage it. So
yeah, it's likely it may not even be there anymore, as it's
yeah.
parts of probably.
But I'm
just
still
been
quite
taken
curious
and
as to
repurposed.
how the MSPA reader stumbled upon this place and also has never brought it up.
Also, isn't that a
I
Condus
think it's
symbol
a-
in the back?
Well, yeah, there's going to be a lot of those. It is Alternia. It is kind of the seat of the Empire, to be fair.
I think you mean that's Gloibal or whatever.
What, Gorgle?
Gorgle.
It's Gorg. That's the Gorgle.
Gorgle is still funny to me.
That's
Gorgle.
that's the Gorgle symbol.
Are we goggling that shit? Google on my notes.
There are
When there
only
isn't-
little
it's when there
keepsakes
isn't enough
you've...
space to write the
sorry.
whole logo. Sorry.
There are only little keepsakes you picked up along the way, set up on the creaky old table next to some complicated old tech you couldn't get to power on.
This must be an old watchtower. From when that was part of her Imperial bitchiness's preferred method of surveillance.
She runs a hand over the dusty screen. Oh, Trissa? You learned about her, huh?
No. Her bigger, badder off-world
Oh.
counterpart, the Condus.
Right.
Okay, so did I? Yeah, okay. So Triz is the current heiress.
Okay.
Because this is again before Fefri. So this is before Fefri's time. Fefri ain't arrived yet.
Right.
So
You remember when
Triz
we
is
saw?
currently the heiress? Yeah.
You remember when we saw those posters early on that it looked like a fuchsia blood, but it wasn't Fefri? Might that have been Trizza in that case?
Probably.
That's what I was going to say.
Who was it who mentioned Trizza? Was it Cooperman Follicle?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that does also. Yeah, no, that it adds up. It does. It's adding
Yeah.
up now. You know, the
'Cause
pieces
yeah.
fall into place.
Yeah.
Lore. Anyway, did read this line.
I hope nothing bad happens to Trizza.
I can't
You
wait
look
for
at the
nothing
rusted-
bad to happen to Trissa.
Yeah.
I'm sure nothing will go wrong for her in life.
You look at the rusted barrel of some terrifying weapon mounted in the corner, and then out over the landscape and sprawling town.
Can't wait for Trizza to be the last character we run into, and it just ends with a boss fight against the Condors.
In the distance,
Imagine.
smoke rises from a freshly demolished hive, glinting in the moonlight, drones circling it like buzzards. It's been like this here for a while then. You sit down, your legs dangling off the side of the platform. Tizia joins you, a safe distance away from the edge.
That is one hell of an understatement. But yeah, we've got a time-honored status quo in operation here. Streamlined, efficient, brutal.
Tizia looks miserable. That's not what you were going for. You summon up the old Roy G. Biv in your head for the 1000th time. She should be safe, right? Teal's a middle class. And anyway, she's a lawyer. She's got powers that be on her side. So, saying so doesn't seem to cheer her up at all.
I mean, you're not wrong. But being in a position to benefit from the system doesn't make the system more morally palatable.
Oh
No,
wow, a
she's
good person. Holy
She's
shit.
she's actually kind of based. I mean, I can't exactly
Wow.
blame her for being so tired then, because I mean it's.
I've seemed
Alternia.
I've seemed to pick up on something. Like, a lot of the characters we've met, in some form or fashion, have like criticism, like issues with the way Alternia is run.
It's
I mean,
almost
I
like that was a
can't
thing
think of
that the
anyone
original
who-
comic didn't really touch on, and now they're taking the opportunity to do so in the supplemental
Yeah, I
material.
mean, I can't really.
Yeah.
I can't really conceive of somebody other than like maybe some Violet Bloods and the Fuchsia Bloods at the top, who wouldn't be like, "Hey, something maybe is up here. I feel like maybe something should change somewhere along the path." Whether they're right or wrong, they're gonna have issues whether they're well placed or not. It's Alternia.
And some people seem to love taking advantage of those sentiments.
And
Anyway.
if I'm being real about it, it's more me being forced to uphold it than anything else.
She nods towards the book in your hands. Oh, right. How does this all work, anyway? Can she just not be a lawyer? Are there any good ones? Aren't there any good ones, even?
Yeah, I can quit. If I want to get cold. There's always a choice.
She sighs.
Pretty realistic.
It's not like I expect suffering to ever stop completely. It just seems like an awful lot of work to do to make sure it keeps happening. And that's the entire... Oh, I pressed right click, so that's apparently a shortcut to the fucking save screen. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's the entire job of a Legis Lacerator. Unless you're purple enough to get away with it, you're just guilty no matter what. It's just a matter of going through all the fanfare of a trial, all for the same result. It's sick. But it's so normal by now that no one knows how to begin questioning it.
She looks more exhausted than she did during the paper explosion. Like when you've used up all your sadness and all you have is a deep, broken fatigue. This isn't exactly the rejuvenating getaway you envisioned.
There's just so much injustice.
You continue to try to be positive. Are there not political parties, some underground movements, or anything? Sure, most slowbloods you've met have a healthy fatalistic nonchalance about their situations, but there's gotta be something else out there.
There were a few people who tried to stir shit up back in the day. It's all kind of hushed up and hard to find any information on the history of them, though. Definitely not the kind of thing they teach you in Legis Lacerator training. There was one was mutant blood, the other had wings. So I guess they didn't have much of a chance anyway.
You can't
The
imagine
sufferer
this story
and
having a happy
the other guy.
ending. But
Yeah.
you still want to know more. There was the subtlest shift in her tone of voice now that she's doing more than only complaining. It draws you in.
One of them seems to have gathered enough of a following to have become a kind of religious figure, from what little I can find about him. The other one led a military revolt. They were both killed along with their attempts at change. I don't even know what happened to their compatriots.
She stops to squint at you.
I don't know how you got me talking like this. But in the fuck it spirit of the night, I'm just gonna keep going. If it wasn't clear, I'm telling you things that can get me extremely cold. So, like, please be chill.
You're so chill. The chillest. And also probably pretty gullible yourself.
Probably. We have had
point.
multiple attempts made upon us.
There are multiple
We're still
timelines
alive.
where it has outright happened.
I have had multiple attempts on my life. You
And
do not
admittedly,
understand.
some of the
I feel
times-
nothing when I'm alive,
some
I
of
feel
the
nothing when
times-
I'm dead.
Some of the NSPA readers' deaths are pretty justified. Like both of the ones at the hands of Bronya.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway,
She squints at you a little longer and then stares out into the night. Her jaw muscles clench. Her jaw muscle clenches a few times before she speaks.
Singular jaw muscle.
just the one. I have some ideas.
She's not looking at you, but she sits a little straighter. You feel your spine following suit almost on its own.
All of this training to be Legis Lacerators like to practice throwing our weight around. Some of us more than others, which I guess you have first-hand experience with. But we don't have much real power yet. We will, though, if we pass our exams. Which I will. I've been staying up most days studying every documented piece of the law and some underground stuff too when I find it. There are exploitable loopholes they don't know about. If I can establish myself as a major player, I might have a chance to change things. Some things you can only take apart from the inside out.
By now, she's built up a fevered energy, with even with the sluggish way she talks. When you shift in your seat, she kind of snaps out of it.
Oh, sorry. Guess I got a little worked up. I don't exactly get to talk about this very often. It's kind of overwhelming to think about how fucked up every little thing is all the time. But now that I see it clearly, I can't not do something. It's like Alternia is a giant fire and I'm pissing on a tiny corner of it while the rest of everything burns up around me.
Your brain is buzzing with how real all that felt. You can't really add anything to it, so you just nod.
All things less abysmal. Are things less abysmal where you're from?
Oh boy, in a way, yeah. At home, the accused is called a defendant, at least. As in, they get a defense. Her eyes brighten.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Does your justice system work? It can!
You exhale slowly, trying to buy yourself time to encapsulate all of your planet's various cultures, societal structures, and similarly overwhelming list of injustices in an intelligent blurb. You settle on, not always, not for everyone. Her laugh is short and hollow.
So much for enlightened life forms existing somewhere in the universe.
You guess until a more kind and just alien life form comes to take over, you'll have to make do with each other.
Yeah, you're not so bad. I'd take an oppressive regime with you anytime.
She gives your arm an awkward tap with her fist, and then looks back out over the edge.
Anyway, I'm no religious figure or military strategist. There's gotta be someone out there who is. Gotta use what skills I have instead, I guess, until I find them. What the fuck else would I do with my time?
Keep pissing on the fire is the best anyone can do, you reckon? That and get others hydrated enough to do the same. She laughs.
Keep on pissing, huh? I'll drink to that.
She takes a big swig from her mug. After a beat, she silently and without looking at you extends her arm your way. You stare in the mug's depths, a little unnerved. It doesn't look like Vestra, but you've been burned before.
It won't kill you.
You're not sure what it will do, but Tizia is truthful, if nothing else, so bottoms up. The fuck? It's water. Tizia grins and taps her temple with a claw.
Gotta give the people something. Otherwise they might think I'm the way I am on my own. Then where would we be?
You don't know, letting people in can be helpful, you know, sometimes.
Shh. Shh. I'm fine.
You're not convinced.
Okay, I'll admit it. Not a bad idea to relax every once in a while. Get your priorities straight. This was a decent time.
You're glad she's glad, but you mostly just talked to the whole time about the same stuff that she was overwhelmed by to begin with. Does that even count? You learned a lot, but she still looks pretty wiped. As soon as you think about that, she yawns. She's so driven, you shiver a bit when you imagine what she could do if she took the time to rest for real. You pat the pile of blankets next to you. It's no bed, or tub of super slime for that matter, but it's gotten you through enough. She looks warily at it and yawns again.
I guess my Ulysses and my mate spread will just think I'm at the book hive anyway. One little nap won't hurt. I'll get up early tomorrow and reorganize our stupid busy word project.
She tentatively lowers herself down on the blankets. Her eyes close for a brief second before they snap open again, glaring at you with full force.
Don't doubt me either. I've got it under control.
You have zero doubts in her abilities, you say. She curls back up against herself, and a small rattle of contentedness shakes in her throat. In the distance, the blaze has dimmed to a thin plume of smoke. You hope whoever's hive it was is okay. You're not sleepy, so you'll watch to make sure she gets up by sunrise. You tilt your head back and look up at the unfamiliar constellations. Your head feels full. It's intense and not exactly what you'd call happy, but you know you're feeling it with her, and that's far from nothing.
Hooray!
Damn.
Damn.
That was nice.
So
I'm
Tisius
gonna be
is
honest,
high
I
on
love
the
that.
list currently.
Yeah,
Tisius is
yeah.
high up.
Yeah.
She's... I think real is kind of an understatement at this point.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of an understatement to say she's real for that. It's, you know? Like, kind of spot on.
Yeah, I think I want to believe that's Tizia in the background of that ad.
You mean Trizza? Or...
Trizza, sorry. Fucking,
Yeah.
ugh.
It's okay.
T names. Trizza.
Well... Time to
Time to fuck it up.
Time to go fuck it up. Let's go organize it somewhere else.
Hey, your night's pretty wide open. You wouldn't mind moving this operation to a less windy location and getting it together for real.
And.
And.
And
To a less windy location and getting it
Clearly,
together for-
clearly they focused all of their grammar checking on the good ending.
I mean, to be fair, understandable. Yeah. Yeah, alright.
She still sits there, kind of dazedly. So you take over. It feels nice to be useful, even if you're not super confident about your skills. You at least know how to make a mean pile. After you make a handful of them, she moves to join in the effort. So you shoosh her back down, your help person, and you have got it. We do not have it. We are going to get hit by a fucking car.
And Tagora's gonna show up again.
I see you
Whoa, what do we
I
have
see you
here?
need a new injury lawyer.
Seems history repeats itself.
She makes a non-committal noise and watches you work. You try not to feel too bad when she winces at a few of your sorting decisions. She doesn't stop you, at least. She scrunches her face and yawns, which catches you off guard. Man, she really is wiped. You look away from her to the paper you're about to grab, but it's not there. Maybe it blew into another stack? Or you picked it up already and forgot. Yeah, that's probably right. Anyway, she had her eyes closed, so she didn't notice. It'll be fine.
Oh no.
Really, by
Once you
now, MSP
Oh
Arena,
dear.
have you learned nothing?
Once you have everything kind of together, you help her to her feet. You're pretty sure that was her hive that she just walked out of, so you ask if you should go there.
No, I want to head to the book hive. Well, I was headed to the book hive. I can take you there.
She seems to rally a bit, and now it's her turn to lead the way. She picks up a hefty stack of her things, balances her mug on top of it, and starts walking.
Move it or lose it. It being the opportunity to engage in some really tedious micromanagement.
There's no choice to be had, really. You move it.
Factorio plays me.
The book hive is an imposing building, and inside are a series of rooms opening off a central atrium. You pass one of the open set of double doors, showing off a room full of weird statues and display cases, and another one bright with the light of dozens of display screens and humming with electricity.
No, they're probably
Further-
buzzing. It's probably buzzing from bugs, because it's all bugs.
Further around the curve of the room, you pass a room full of brains in jars? It looks like brains in jars. There's another still, a windowless one, ostentatiously secured with multiple padlocks and what looks like a retina scanner. There are a bunch of trolls in each room, and as you keep passing doors, you realize they're almost all teal bloods. Are they the nerd cast?
Wow, harsh. I mean, yeah, though. We kinda are. I know plenty of gold bloods who spend their nerd energy ruining the internet from their basements, and blue bloods usually have their own personal jerk-off book hives. And there are always outliers, I guess. But yeah, between us and the Jades, the book hive is blue-green Dweeb City.
Tizia keeps moving like this is nothing new. To her, you guess this isn't. She pushes the creaky wooden door open to reveal a large study hall full of bookshelves and furniture. There are even a few weird-looking ferns decorating the place. In here, there are a bunch of trolls, some reading, many on their computers. You dump the stuff you lugged here onto one of the tables. The sound echoes in there, and a handful of trolls look away. Yikes, you hope your presence won't be too conspicuous.
You're probably fine. Unless anyone gets horny for acting grown and wants a bounty. But you're with me, so they probably won't mess with you.
You're a little surprised by that. Tizia, who has slumped down in a chair and is stolidly reorganizing her piles, doesn't give off a brawler aura.
Nah, like, they know I'll talk them out of it. Or whine at them without leaving me alone until they do.
That makes you feel safe enough. So, time to do some old-fashioned organization. What is this big project anyway?
It's just some bullshit.
She stops and cuts her eyes around the room, but no one is paying attention as far as you can see. She starts speaking again, quieter.
An assignment for one of my Legis Lacerator training courses. We're supposed to choose a prosecutable offense from the scrolls of evisceration and list all potential.
She must have been able to sense your eyes glazing over at the idea of another long and non-possible legal jargon ramble, because she cuts herself off there.
It's barely worth describing. Grub school level, honestly. It's extremely fucking tedious to research and then annotate, especially when you can't find sources that haven't been scrubbed nice and fuchsia. Anyway, as long as we get things in the right folders in the right order, we should be good for now.
Sounds good enough to you. Plenty of time to keep chatting and getting to know each other. Though, she said this was a group project, right? Where are her group members? Shouldn't they be contributing?
I mean, I think I know what's happened to it. Like I let them. Never mind. Okay. No, just kidding. I'm very good at allowing people to help me.
She grits her teeth and nods at you masterfully, setting aside the papers labelled with the letter that looks like a little microscope.
Case in point. Anyway, they did their parts already. I just want to make sure to add the finishing touches.
Right then, you hear approaching footsteps. It better not be some high blood you gotta take out. I mean, you'll do it if you have to. It's tried and true, but you're not sure how well this dynamic duo would fare in that case. Ramel reference.
Imagine it's just Ramel. Hey, dude, you want to go kill a guy again? You want to do some unsolicited murder again?
Or you just whip out the palm husk and call Connell over. There's a guy about to murder me right now.
Hey, Connell,
Burst through the wall.
Hey, Connell, you want to do a 3v1? We can invite Skylar along for a fourth. And then
The
Connell
fifth,
just
because
bursts
Lady will
through the
come
wall.
on too.
Yeah?
You picked the wrong book hive.
You stop scanning the room for potential bludgeoning material when you see Theseus' expression go from regular tired to tired and annoyed, but not in fear of mortal peril. You hear him speak right as you start to turn.
There he is!
Yes!
Mason,
Yes!
take the wheel!
I'm not giving you a damn thing. How the mighty fall, and into a mud puddle it seems. At least my associate seems to be picking up after you fairly efficiently.
Fuck off, Sogar. We'll have it together in time.
You're sure you don't require any assistance? I'd have to raise my rates from my original offer, but you know it still stands.
You did your part already. So spare me both your sales pitch and your company before you give me a second acid tube ulcer.
Oh, right, you need to do those final edits of yours. Subtextual anti-establishment agendas don't insert themselves, after all. Suit yourself. See you in class.
They give each other an identical but inscrutable hand signal, as if the huff of perturbation from a nearby jade is any indication. It's gotta be something vulgar.
Perish.
I'll sync those up in the edit. I'll make sure it
Yeah.
syncs up in the edit.
I love Perish.
I kind of love like the complete.
Greeting somebody from your class would just kill yourself, and they do so at the same time. Truly incredible.
I kind of love like just the complete opposite ends of presentation here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most put together human being in the universe, and I woke up 7 minutes ago and still haven't had anything to help.
Really is like putting Lucamine next to Guzma.
I have been up for 7 hours doing my self-care routines, and I have fallen out of bed in the last 12 seconds.
I've been doing my 7-hour care routine. I've had about 7 hours of sleep in the past month.
Real. Anyway.
It is, yeah. He smirks and raises his eyebrow at you as he turns to go.
Come by later.
You nod.
We are still wearing his bathrobe.
I do want that back. I do kind of want that back sometime.
Can I have that back?
Surprised he didn't say anything. He's like, "Oh, I see you've stuck on my bathrobe.
Yeah, he's
Glad to know
probably
you've still got good tastes."
he's probably a bit flattered. Like we haven't found any better clothes to wear than it.
He's not mentioning it, so that when we do eventually give him it back, it's just like, and I want some interest for that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
want
good to
some
see you're still
interest
wearing
on that
it.
loan. I want
Have you been
some
wearing?
interest on that
Have you been
loan.
wearing it the whole
200
time? Good to know.
200
Good to
grand,
know.
Please.
I'm sorry, you did what? With a purple blood?
Oh, that's why it's stained.
Oh.
Anyway, I want 2 billion in laundry fees.
Yes, honestly, yes.
You open your
Anyway.
mouth to be nosy, but Theseus sees it coming from a mile away.
What? You never had a class friend? Someone who does good work but is miserable to hang out with? I don't have time to waste on more than one quadrant or on lying to you, so don't blow a brain gasket.
Just when you think you have all the troll dynamics down, you gotta make room for that cursed bastard. Nuance. Anyway, you guess it makes sense. You and your troll friends have all kinds of weird vibes with each other too. Whatever works.
Well, I mean, you're and your troll friends. They really did only proofread the good ending.
God.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Shit.
Am I wrong for like just reading stuff out?
No, it's fine. It's
No,
fine.
absolutely. If you're correcting shit, it's fine. I will just point out the author's typos.
Yeah,
I don't even notice the mistakes. My brain just like
it's fine.
autocorrects
It's
what I
honestly
see.
fine.
Fair enough.
It's
I'm
honestly
not-
fine.
It's fine. If anything, it gives me some more stuff to make any kind of content out of. If nothing else, it lets me artificially extend the runtime of the video.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go back to happily sorting. Tisius rolls her shoulders and starts leafing through your piles.
Where's my...
Uh-oh.
Have you seen a handwritten page? Should be here.
She starts double-checking herself. Her pace doesn't so much escalate as it does intensify. Her whole body becomes almost graceful with efficiency.
You got everything, right?
Uh-oh.
I thought I watched where it all went. I could have sworn I saw it land.
You can help her redo a lost page. It shouldn't be too hard to recreate, right? It doesn't help. She glares at you and starts forcefully whispering, still double-checking piles without looking like she knows them by touch.
You don't understand. Those were my personal notes on an extremely sensitive topic I discovered while researching. I was only planning on using it to inform my stance, not turn it in with the rest. It's not here.
She stops her futile search, downs the rest of whatever's in her mug, and holds her head in her hands.
I'm fucked. I might as well lay down right here until moss grows on my desiccated body.
That's dramatic. You don't want to blame her or anything, especially since it is possibly sort of your fault it's lost, but you still want to give her hope.
Fuck you mean sort of?
Like, this isn't even like the file in Whiplash. You had it and then it was gone.
Maybe next time she could use Google Docs. It won't blow away, and it has collaboration settings. You could have used them with...
When have we used Google Docs?
Don't know.
How do we even know that Google Docs is a thing?
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised
The
if
phone.
the MSP Arena hasn't used Google Docs from when they were back on fucking Earth.
Yeah, but like, how do we know that trolls
phone.
have Google Docs? We only just found out that they have Google.
The
Good
phone.
point.
Bro's been fiddling around on his phone.
Oh yeah, bro does have a phone now. So yeah,
I don't
actually,
buy
that
it.
does make sense.
I don't think the MSPA reader would know which buttons to press to bring up Google Docs.
I'd assume
Her head pops
probably
back up.
I'd assume probably it's been a little while, so they've probably pressed every button on the fucking phone, just faffing about.
Probably
Plus,
butt
it's a
dialed
smartphone,
Connell a few
right?
times.
There's only like 2 buttons on a smartphone. Home and power, and maybe volume.
Well, yeah, I mean, like every app icon. I mean, is what I mean. So.
Her head pops back up. Her features slack.
I can't use Google Docs for this. Are you listening? That is the whole point. You know who owns that, right? Every document is monitored. Analog is the only way to do anything unless you know how to get me onto the dark web, which I fucking doubt.
We probably know someone who does.
If someone found it, my handwriting is recognized, I'm dead. Also, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's basically like in the real world, the most notable way onto like dark web was an app made specific by the government, if I'm not mistaken, to trick people. Yeah.
I'm going to go on the dark web and look at a picture of a skeleton.
So more than likely, even the fucking dark web is monitored on fucking Alternia. There's like anglerfish programs.
The dark web
talking
wouldn't
about
exist without
Tor was made accessible because if you have a completely basically Tor was made accessible because it was too easy to recognize that someone from the CIA was coming to visit your site because you saw that they had an unidentifiable ID. So you were like, oh, an unidentifiable ID just logged onto my site, that's someone from the CIA. So they made it public, so the CIA people were hidden among the random people who use it. Not necessarily because they monitor it. I don't know that Tor isn't monitored. I just know that that's actually the reason it was made public.
I could have sworn there was also
fair
a
enough.
suit involved in that was like the contributing factor as to why they made it public.
The only reason I know that they made it public is the thing they published alongside it when they made it public, which is, we're making this public so the CIA people aren't easily recognized.
You learn something new every day. Either way, Alternia's dark web is definitely monitored. Is the point though?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's no there ain't no fucking way. Then I'll never be able to.
She just trails off. She's just sort of slumped in her seat, staring into the void.
I mean,
Shit. You really fucked up.
in the end though, can't your internet service provider just pull up a list of everything you've ever done anyway?
Yeah, pretty much.
Even if you
Yeah.
use it.
Or
Yeah.
a VPN, even it's like
Yeah,
you know.
stuff like that. So it's
Surveillance
very-
state.
It's inherently
Surveillance
trackable.
Again,
I'm
and this
gonna-
is talking about Earth is the thing as well. Alternia, it's inherently gonna be worse as well. So it's gonna be like yeah.
Yeah.
Also because
I'm
every
gonna
internet service, also because presumably on Alternia there's one internet service provider and it's Grumulord Net or whatever.
Just quickly, I'm gonna
something.
I was I'm gonna tell us a more fun fact because that's a bit depressing.
Yeah.
I recently learned that people. So there was like a Reddit thread that got pulled up, and Jamie told me about this yesterday when we were just talking, and they were like, "Yeah, so silica's not toxic," and I was like, "Well, okay, what do you fucking
Arthur,
mean
this is fun and all, but
silica's-"
TikTok as well.
Okay, well,
Can
I'll
this be
quick.
if this is not
Yeah.
something that's going in the video? Can this be discussed after the video's over?
I mean, it can go in the video.
It
It's just a
can
fun
go in the
fact,
video.
Just to be
Like
less depressing.
I'm here for the fun fact, man.
I'm not trying to push things along, but I am under time duress.
If you end up having to dip, you can dip. We can
Okay.
do that. It's fine. So anyway, Arthur,
Yeah.
fun
I
fact.
think we're almost at the end anyway, Mason. So I want to.
Silica is considered non-toxic, and there's a bunch of online articles, and there was like a Reddit thread like Today I Learned that got very popular that was, Today I Learned silica is not toxic, and they write do not eat on it because it's a choking hazard. Now, while that's true, it is a choking hazard, and while technically it's not defined as a toxin, what's really interesting that they really didn't mention is that it's a dehydrating crystal. And I knew that. So when Jamie told me silica's not toxic, I was like, what do you mean silica's not toxic? If you eat silica, it will dehydrate the contents of your stomach, irritate your airways and like digestive tract, and you'll throw up, which is what a toxin does. Like that's a symptom of toxic stuff. And then so I googled it and I was like, no, silica's not toxic. On the Wikipedia page, I'll read you it off because it's actually hilarious. And the reason it's not considered toxic is because it's not a toxin, because toxins are produced naturally. Wikipedia, silica gel. I'll read it out because it's actually hilarious. Where is it? Property. Oh,
that
where
would
is
make
it?
it a poison?
No, I don't think so. I don't
I
understand.
think silica is one of those things where it's just like the various
Here we are.
definitions humanity has for things. Silica slips by a bunch of them just by tiny quirks of its nature, but
Yeah.
it still
So-
objectively do not consume it under any
So
circumstance.
Yeah.
here's the really fun thing in hazards down at the bottom of the Wikipedia page, and this is like actually insane to hear. Silica gel is a non-toxic and non-reactive stable substance in ordinary usage. It will react with hydrogen fluoride, fluorine, oxygen difluoride, chlorine trifluoride, strong acids, strong bases, and oxidizers. Silica gel is irritating to the respiratory tract and may cause irritation to the digestive tract. Dust from the beads may cause irritation in the skin and eyes, so precautions must be taken. Crystalline silica dust can cause silicosis, but synthetic amorphous silica is indurated and does not cause silicosis. Additional hazards may occur when doped with a humidity indicator, such as the orange one is not as dangerous. The blue one can give you cancer. It's a carcinogen and a gigatoxin. But one of the really fun things that they don't talk about there is it does react with strong acids, such as stomach acid, to produce something that is toxic. So why, when I Google, is silica gel toxic, I get like 13 actual articles that say, nah, if you eat silica gel, it's fine. Big Silica is trying to convince the government and the people that we can eat silica gel, and you just can't. You can't. I don't get it.
It's very much, again, it slips by all the definitions, but it's very much one of those things where it's like, if the definitions of things were only a little bit broader, it would fall into all of the categories.
Like, it's not safe to eat. It's not an edible substance. Why, when I Google
toxic,
what happens when I eat silica, does it come up with
and make toxins?
Yeah, why would I Google what happens when I eat silica? It says silica is non-toxic and safe to ingest, and then follows it up with a list of reasons why it's not safe to ingest. What happened?
Anything's edible if you're brave enough, Abraham Lincoln.
That's the really horrible thing is the fact that, you know, AI summaries exist. So a lot of the time, in, like, nowadays to the future, someone's going to Google, is silica safe to eat? And the AI is just going to spit out, yes.
Well, that is what happens if you Google, is silica gel safe to eat? Rest assured, it is not harmful if swallowed.
Thanks, Gemini.
It's definitely harmful.
It's bad for you.
Really harmful. It's
I don't know.
so
I think
bad.
Maybe he's just being a bit of an Aries right now.
Like, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good.
I think you just need to get a stronger stomach.
It's bad for you. It's actively bad.
Imagine you just go on Google and you're like, and you just type in swallowed silica, stomach hurts, what do? And the Google AI summary just goes, get stronger, pussy. And that's the whole summary.
One search result found in 0.3 seconds.
One Reddit user said, kill yourself.
Yeah, that was a funny video. I
One
liked
Reddit user
that.
said, kill yourself. Is truly.
Oh, that was a fun
Anyway.
fact.
That was a fun
Let's
fact.
finish up.
Let's round it out.
You admit that you may have allowed one page to blow away when you weren't paying attention, and it could have possibly been that one.
Great. I can't believe I was stupid enough to let someone else handle things. I was just so tired.
Her shoulders start to shake a bit. Oh no. Oh no. She doesn't cry, but you almost wish she would. The way that she keeps blinking back tears and hiding her face and with her arm is worse. It feels invasive to watch. Thankfully it doesn't last. She sniffs once, clears her throat and wipes her face with her sleeve. Silently she stacks her things back into a pile.
Okay. I need to retrace my steps. Maybe it hasn't been spotted yet. Maybe it'll be okay. It won't, but oh well. I wanna go swallow
You reach to
silica
help,
gel now.
desperate to fix
No,
the
it's
situation,
safe. You'll
but
be
she
fine.
gingerly picks your
It's so
hand off of
safe.
one of her books and drops
It's
it
safe,
in your lap.
apparently. Big
Oh.
Silica said it's safe.
Goggle said
Sorry,
that. I
do you
can
want me
eat
to read
silica.
that line again?
Big Conda said it's safe. Anyway, go on,
Big
yeah,
Conda.
read.
She's
you can read it
rather
again.
tall.
You reach to help, desperate to fix the situation, but she gingerly picks your hand off of one of her books and drops it in your lap. Your stomach sinks to join it.
Your stomach stinks because it's that
It stinks of silica. It stinks so bad of silica from all the silica you
That was a well-timed fun fact.
No.
Fuck.
Don't worry.
Fuck, I'm mad. I'm mad as hell.
I've got it. Also, don't worry. Silica's totally safe to eat. Goodbye.
She
Read it in all the books in there.
You wrestle it all into a precarious heap in her arms. It wobbles once as she makes her way steadily to the door, but she catches herself. Head high, she keeps walking. She doesn't look back.
Damn.
Damn.
It was heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
And stomach breaking. If
stomach
you've
breaking
ingested
from all
silica.
of
No,
the
it's safe.
It's totally
It's safe.
safe, though.
It's safe.
It's definitely safe.
This is just an exercise in people just taking in information immediately and not doing any thinking about anything.
Oh,
Is
like
that
me.
what?
Just like
What
how I
do you-
take in silica into my stomach and don't do anything about
It's
it.
like, what do you mean?
Don't do anything.
You thought silica was what do you think silica does? What do you think happens if you take all the moisture out of your stomach?
Again,
What?
that's the thing. It's very much an issue. It's very much a thing of like, I think it's a fun fact because silica is by technicality non-toxic, but not because it's not bad for you, but because the definition of toxic happens to just about not include silica is interesting. But then there's a lot of people who just like don't think about it and hear silica is non-toxic and just go, oh great, and just
Yeah, Britney Spears didn't
Oh,
mention
great.
anything about
Then
silica in
they-
her song,
and
so
then
it can't be
they swallowed
toxic.
their entire handful of silica.
But yeah, like,
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about
Yeah.
that. I'm fine with that. It doesn't affect me.
yeah.
Doesn't affect my mental.
Definitely says, yep, it's not
I'm
bad.
not jealous.
I'm not looking at this and being like, oh no, you know, the proliferation of AI is only going to make issues like this keep coming up as the small semantics of particular word definitions does not get passed by the nuanceless quote-unquote brain of ChatGPT, and more things like this are going to keep popping up. No, I definitely am not thinking that. I'm just thinking, delicious silica gel, nom 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 nom.
Dinner.
Just drink water while you have it. It's fine.
Yeah. That will definitely
Take 2
go
silica
very
tablets with
well
water.
for you.
After your main meal.
It's like when you're having like an ibuprofen, you got to take some water
Yeah.
with it.
Exactly, yeah.
Have water with your silica gel. Don't. Just in case there's anyone in the audience.
Disclaimer, the Shade Boys channel does not want you to eat silica.
Disclaimer, the Shade Boy channel is not in the pocket
Google
of big
does?
silica. Google does, but we are not with Google.
Shade Boy greater than sign Google.
For real.
Google would
Yeah.
tell Auntie.
Google would, to be fair.
Google greater than sign Shade Boy.
I can't believe we've just suddenly, just at the end of everything, we've just like fully collapsed in on ourselves.
Well, what a
Over
surprise.
silica gel.
Over fucking silica.
Well,
I'm
anyway,
just sat here like, I just want to read my lines, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
let's just make this a quick outro. So,
I just-
what do we
yeah.
think? What do we think of this episode? What do we think of the video?
Fucking stupid, dumb piece of shit silica.
silica notwithstanding, it was
Silica
a very good
notwithstanding,
episode.
Titius is very real. and
Yeah, brilliant character.
Girl
Amazing
needs a
character,
fucking
outstanding
rest.
She's
Girl needs.
Yeah.
And it's fun
moment.
to hear, like, you know, as I said, the like whole there's so many problems with Alternia that never really gets like touched on in the original story, and also the like legends of like what was it, the Sufferer and
Sufferer
the
and,
one with the wings.
I think it was the Summoner. Was
Is that Tavras's ancestor?
yeah, that was Rufia.
Yeah. It's cool to hear about that from like an outside perspective.
Yeah, from someone who's not literally effectively part of the legend.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right then, let's outro time because the silica incident has brought us to a time crunch. Much like silica would be after it's already been.
Much like silica crunches your stomach.
Yep. From the severe dehydration of it. So,
Puts your life on a time crunch.
yeah, for real. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading, Homestuck, Hiveswap Friendsim every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things, such as Diggin' Rimper, that's going to be coming out this week. We're in the middle of Chapter 2 of Diggin' Rimper, another one, this sort of improv board game, Danganronpa, another episode parody. It's a fun time. I'd say, I'm not even going to say debatably more fun than the actual game itself, because it's a third-person shooter developed by visual novel developers, and it's about as good as that description sounds. But this one, it's more semi-TTRPG type thing, almost. It's fun. Also, we have Dicey Deeds. Speaking of TTRPGs, that's our TTRPG series, where we play such games. For example, Lancer, which will be coming back sort of early to mid-April, probably. In that, we play as a group called the Canaries, sort of a Suicide Squad-esque group almost, that is sent on suicide missions, effectively, to perform various tasks that our captors wish for us to do. There are also other Dicey Deeds. For example, you can go back and watch our Honey Heist, or our 1,000-Year-Old Vampire, or our 2 Call of Cthulhu games. Or Gloom. That one was a card game. Wanted to experiment a bit.
Morkborg.
And Morkborg. And you can also see Writing Homestuck on Thursdays or Fridays, depending on your time zone. That one is our Trollsona series, where we have created a colourful cast of characters and just put them in fucking situations. And in the next episode, which should be coming relatively soon, we will actually, you've seen one of the characters from the first set of series. That would be Arthur Pendra, who we showed at the start of this episode. Bringing it full circle. But yes, in the next episode of Writing Homestuck, we will be creating the post-scratch characters, which should be very interesting. We've got some ideas for some, no ideas for others, and those you shall see come to fruition in that video when that comes out soon-ish. You can also follow me on Tumblr and Blue Sky, where I post stuff from the Writing Homestuck series. Mostly the images that I create for them, the sort of in Homestuck style sprites. I make a lot of those. Got a few coming. In fact, I'll just say I've also prepared a sprite of the outfit that Arthur was wearing in the Friendsim image, considering that is a new outfit for him. So you'll be able to see that in full in the Homestuck style when we get to that episode. I also post some other things there, very rarely, but you can also send me DMs, send me whatever. YouTube sometimes eats your comments. It's very frustrating when it happens, but if you really want me to see something and YouTube tells you I won't, send it to me over on one of those places and I will more than likely be able to see it. You can also follow June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and on Instagram. June.
Yeah, you can follow me on those. Please do sometime. Keeping it brief. Let's move on to Arthur.
Yes, and you can also follow Arthur on Twitch. Arthur.
I will be streaming, such as tonight. I stream on Sundays. From 7 GMT. Yeah, for you guys yesterday, for me tonight. 7 PM GMT to like 9:30, 10ish. Whatever. It's not really a solid deadline. I just stream until I'm tired and then I stop. So I get tired. That's it. It's nice. I have fun. I'm streaming on Ori at the moment. Twitch.tv/PENNEDRAIG. That's Pendraig. Please come along. It's fun.
Indeed. And you can all... And Mason, actually. A brain fumbling. Mason, sorry, I've rushed through this outro and things are stumbling.
It's fine. I'm the one putting the pressure.
Mason, do you have anything you wish to say at the end of this here episode of Reading Homestuck Hiveswap Friendsim?
Only to say thank you all so much for watching. We love making these. We hope you love watching them. You can't follow me everywhere, despite what Alex's frazzled brain might have you believe.
There's no way you can follow him. He doesn't even exist in physical space.
No, I don't. I'm an amorphous, abstract time being.
He's the time guy, not the space guy.
I'm the time guy.
He doesn't exist in
exactly.
space.
So, please check out the sequel to the Hunger Games video that we released last week. That was a hell of a ride, which I am still attempting to fit into canon as we speak. Check out our catalogue of content and keep your eyes peeled on the horizon for writing Homestuck and Lancer. I can't wait.
Indeed. And other things, of course, as well in the
I've got
interim
other things,
between
of course,
those
as well,
things. There's plenty to come down the pipeline. And we will see
Let's
you
wrap up.
in the next video. Later!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.